It is Friday, November the 1st. Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our weekend weather update and the outlook for the first week of November. Let's get into the forecast with the animated wind and temperature map for the end of this afternoon going into this evening. High pressure parked to the north of New Zealand, dragging down this warmer airflow. That's the reason why you're seeing areas in the eastern North Island jumping up in the warmth, and temperatures there mid-20s possible in some places. In the South Island, it's slightly different. There's a cooler airflow coming through and an even colder one coming through on Saturday, which could bring frosts around the place by Sunday. Here is rainfall from 9 o'clock this morning Friday through until 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Heaviest falls along the western side of the South Island, where some areas just north of Westport could be seeing 75 millimetres or more up in the hills and ranges. And we've also got a few heavy falls here and there around the North Island, mostly again around the mountains. If you're in the east, places like Canterbury, Marlborough, Wairarapa, Hawke's Bay, Gisborne, Tairāwhiti, Bay of Plenty, Coromandel, parts of Auckland and Northland, not going to be seeing much in the way of wet weather, just a few showers coming through at the bottom end of the scale. So here we are later on Saturday afternoon as the cold front, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, as this cold change is moving northwards. It's going to bring wet weather into Canterbury and then further into the North Island. It's not a major rain event. Most places have fairly low rainfall totals, but it is going to carry on for a few hours as it moves through, and then it goes into the North Island. So if you need rain from this, probably won't bring you very much. If you don't want rain from this, probably a little bit annoying, but it's not going to be a big event as far as rainfall totals are concerned. But the temperatures certainly drop behind it, a dusting of snow again along the mountains. And in the North Island, here is a weak cold front coming through with either a brief period of patchy rain or just a few showers. It won't be much over here in the eastern side. Temperatures, well, once again, these parts of the eastern, northeastern North Island seeing the highest temperatures. You could be going up into the mid-20s, around places north of Hawke's Bay, going up towards Gisborne. Most other parts of the country, though, as you can see, pretty much into the late teens, early 20s, but the west coast and Southland and Otago, parts of Canterbury now feeling that colder or cooler airflow as it starts to come on through, which means by Sunday morning we could be seeing frosty weather. The purple shaded area shows a risk for frosts, and in the blue shading, some risk, bit more borderline the closer you get down to the coastlines. But you're seeing some pretty low temperatures in places like Christchurch, Dunedin, and certainly inland areas as we go through Sunday morning. The North Island not quite as cold, although still a frost possible around Central Plateau. Here is just after lunchtime, or around about lunchtime on Sunday. We've got a few showers, so the leftovers of that front moving up the South Island on Saturday. This is just the leftovers of it here on Sunday. So eastern areas do get a bit of wet weather, but that pale shading means just a few showers here and there. It may not even be 1 millimetre for some of you. High pressure is building out here in the west. That means the winds are pretty light around most places. Those southerlies around the North Island will ease later in the day. But look at the windy nor'westers coming in as well. So as we jump through to Monday, severe gales, heavy rain back in the forecast. Now the rain warning's likely to be down around Fiordland, so no big news headline there. But the windy weather coming through, that might be strong enough to cause some severe gale warnings. It's borderline as far as the size of it is concerned. High pressure over the northern part of New Zealand, that keeps things pretty calm and settled up there. But look at the storm down here. This has got central air pressure of about 950 hectopascals. We've seen a lot of big storms like this over winter and now into spring, and it just makes all of these isobars, that's a sign of windy weather. And that's what we're seeing at the moment with those windy westerlies. Here on Tuesday, similar story. You can see the storm centre down here over the Southern Ocean, hugging Antarctica, going down into Antarctica. I'm pretty sure the snowfall levels around coastal parts of Antarctica are up this year because they've had a number of big storms brushing around those areas. Further to the north, we've got the windy weather sort of fanning out across the country on Tuesday. It doesn't look too severe, but it's possible there might be some wind warnings or at least wind watches. But high pressure to the north and to the west means as we go through next week, high pressure is pretty much dominating. So a few showers left over with a weak southerly here on Wednesday. Otherwise, that high is coming on in, but just like the one we see on Sunday going into Monday, the northern placement of it, coupled with these storms down here over the Southern Ocean, means that the windy nor'westers are coming back again towards the end of next week. And these ones could be quite warm. Coming out of Australia, we'll be seeing some sort of tropical warmth coming down, loses that humidity over the deserts and outback, but that is on its way to southern parts of New Zealand. So we are looking at some mild weather on the way next week, following the colder changes coming through over the weekend. That's all from me. Have a great weekend. Don't forget to check out our latest Climate Watch update, our outlook for November. That is now out. You can see it on our website, our app, or from Weather Watch TV on YouTube. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.